lab and test trees, or maybe decide, hey, this agriculture thing is not going to work. Kilata PGCE, go ruta agriculture and biology or life science at high school. What made you decide? No, I'm going to go entrepreneurial route and consult for people.
It has always been something that I wanted to do. I don't know if that's an unfortunate thing or it's a fortunate thing. It's something that everybody knew. Everybody who knows me, who was with me in the same class, knew. I never wanted to go to school particularly to learn how to work, but when I was there, I could tell that no, man, what I'm learning here is really just teaching me how to go back and go into the workplace. So I stopped taking it seriously because I wasn't learning what I wanted to learn. I thought I would learn how to monetize agriculture, but instead, because I studied a bachelor's degree in agriculture and I was specializing in soil sciences, so I was learning all about these different soil types and different horizons in the soil and chemical structures and physical structures of the soil, and I felt like, how is this going to help me change the world? I always knew that that's what I wanted to do, and my whole class knew that. When I would come late for class, people would laugh at me, and I'd say, "Oh, you can laugh now, but I'm going to hire all of you." They all knew that. And funny enough, when everyone graduated, my phone couldn't stop ringing.
Yeah,
because everyone remembered those words, and they kept calling me saying, "I'm miracle guy." I'm like, no, guys, I'm not hiring yet. So I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur. There's always been something I wanted to do. My parents forced me to work as soon as I graduated, and that only lasted for 4 months. I was the most miserable person on this earth, and I told them I couldn't do it anymore. So I went and started my own company. So it has always been something that I knew from the get-go that this is what I want to do.
All right. If you just joined in, you're listening to One Nation FM. This is the Robbers View. We're talking businessing in Polokwane. And on the line, we're also joined by Riabetsu Molapo. Riabetsu, good evening and welcome to the show.
Hi, good evening. Thank you.
All right. We'll be talking to you soon. Let's go on an ad break. And then when we come back, we'll continue to the show. You're listening to One Nation 88.9 FM.
44 Ardudishaneng Mahua Ratamai.
Our monna or Ratamaya with tires like that.
I want to buy new tires, but they're expensive and the second-hand ones don't seem to last. Kingadi.
Hey Mon, did you say second-hand tires? Do you know how dangerous that could be? Haven't you heard of Tire Rack Download Zone Polokwane? They sell the best quality tire brands at affordable prices.
Hey Munna, are you serious?
Serious. Visit Tire Rack Download Zone 92 Del Street Polokwane. All your fitting and wheel alignment needs. Call them on 015-297-3000. Download. Be who you want to be. Go where you want to go. It's your
go tseba style ga se gore o be le tšhelete ye ntši. Eurofin ke lebenkele la gago la fenishara go tšohle tšeo di nyakago ka theko yeo o ka e kgonago. Ra go fa 24 months go lefela mekitlana ya gago. Godimo ga fao ditheko tšeo di bonago ke tšeo o di lefelago. Re na le tšohle go bona gore legae la gago le na le style. Hwetša didirišwa tša Samsung, DeFi, Crafton Everest go akaretša le Lazy Boy le tše dingwe tše dintši. Gopola go ka hwetša ditheko tše dingwe tša tlase re tla go lefa 500 rand. E tla lebenkeng la rena mo go 74 Landros Mare Polokwane go batsa Main Crossing. Go bo ka re leletša go 015-297-6903. Eurofin, fenishara yeo e kgethilego ka ditheko tša tlase e le ruri.
Live from the capital city of Limpopo, this is One Nation FM on 88.9.
All right, you're still with us on One Nation 88.9 FM. This is the Robust View with Isaac Wagamuselana. The time is just 3 minutes just after 6 o'clock in the evening. We welcome you to the show. I'm talking to 4 fantastic human beings from right here in Polokwane. Very business-minded people, entrepreneurs, businesswomen and a man. And I believe that you can learn a lot from what they're about to share with us or what they've been sharing with us. And one of them is on the line. Rabbits.
Hello.
I've got another Rabbits here in studio.
Yeah, no, and we know each other.
And you know each other.
Yeah, no, we know each other.
I'm going to say something that I've said already to some of them regarding how everybody just knows each other. And I didn't know you guys know each other. I had no idea. I know you guys from different places. But then this speaks volume of how much Polokwane can offer to consumers out there. And so just tell us, I asked them to talk to me about themselves, and I'll tell you why. Tell us about you. Who's Riabet Molapo?
Let's see. Riabet Molapo is a young, vivacious, I think, visionary type person. I'm a dreamer, but also down to earth. And yeah, man, I'm just a South African trying to make it in this economy. That's it.
When they started, they told us when they were born in Polokwane, in Limpopo. We're missing that from you. Tell us something deep, something that says you're from here.
All right. So I was not born in Polokwane. I was born and bred in the East Rand, in a place called Springs, Polokwane. And I lived most of my primary school life there, and I only moved to Polokwane when my mother got a job this side. So that was when I started high school, which is actually where I met Norma as well. So I know Norma from high school. So yeah, I went to Netherlands School and did some activities there, debating and what. And I guess that's pretty much where linking it to what I'm doing, or linking it to my business, that's where I got the spark of speaking, or that's where I got my training ground for speaking. So I was involved in debating. I did a lot of United Nations debating as well, those public speaking type of things. And as I say, we need to learn to kind of, as Steve Jobs said in his speech in 2005, learn to join the dots. Sometimes we need to look back, and our strengths are actually what we had in primary and high school, and those are the things that we'll be able to get our bread and butter from. So nonetheless, got to high school there and went to the University of Cape Town to pursue a degree in accounting. I was involved in a number of activities there as well. I was in a number of leadership roles. I was in the executive of Black Management Forum. I was in the executive of a society called Young Women in Finance, which was a branch of Investsoc. I was in Housecom, I was in radio, I was news reading, I was producing talk shows on business and entrepreneurship as well as current affairs. And I was doing a whole lot of things, and I realized, I think, around about second year, that the accounting thing isn't really what I'm not only good at, but it's not really what I'm passionate about. And so I dropped out, also based on lack of finances. My bursary dropped me, so I couldn't continue with my degree. And I found myself back at home in Polokwane. And this was when I was sitting there for a couple of months, about 6 months, asking myself, so where to from here? Do I then start from scratch, look for another institution, or do I start something and see where that goes? And that's when I decided to start something, see where it goes, and here I am today.
Which is fantastic. So, again, tell us more about your business. I did say that you're a director of Young AS. Tell us more about it.
All right. So Young is basically structured a little bit differently because it's an NPC. So it's a non-profit company, which means that in as much as it gets paid for some of its services that are rendered, that income gets retained in the business in order to do certain projects. That's how I decided to register it and to run it. So now I can unfortunately. But yeah, the money that whatever, income that I get from services rendered, which would be coaching, which would be public speaking, I then use it back to do some of the projects that we do within the community, within, rural Limpopo, township Limpopo, which would be providing the exact same service that we would provide either to government or to private sector, but now to the young people that are underprivileged and don't have the money to be able to pay for those services. So basically, it's a company or an organization that has the main mandate to enrich and develop and construct minds to think in a particular way. We believe in developing Africa in the future within the context of business, within the context of leadership, within the context of entrepreneurial development. So that is what my passion, my vision is, and my goal is at this point. And yeah, we have seen God's grace throughout the years. It's been rough. I must say it's been one of the most taxing, one of the most difficult journeys of my life and decisions of my life to pursue this. It's not an easy road, but yeah, it's certain times or certain instances you'll see that it's worth the ride. It's worth every sweat, every tear, etc.
Reabetse in studio. How much, how big an impact does having your own capital have in your overall business when you started and now?
In every business, you need a capital. You need to have a capital. That's how your business will determine the progress of your business. Without capital, of course, you're going to start very slow like I did. I started with 1 jumping castle. Then the next thing, you buy 10 chairs. And the next thing, you understand, the progress is very slow compared to when you have your own capital. Then you are able to buy everything that you need. And in the business that I'm in, you always need to have a flowing capital because there's new things coming in. You buy a certain chairs, and then 2 months down the line, clients want different chairs because they are in fashion. You buy this jumping castle, 2 years down the line, kids want a castle with a water slide with this and this. So it's very difficult to be in business and not have capital. You do need a running capital so that you can be updated with things that's happening.
And I think the same question would go to you, Bruce. Just, you're doing consultancy. Did you hire people to join you? Also, how does this capital, how does it impact your business?
So I work with a lot of farmers who, some are individuals, some are cooperatives, others are companies. And I personally don't believe in funding. I think the moment you want funding, you deprive yourself of learning and a lot of important things about business. And I think it goes with, in my view, your religious belief. If you really, believe in something or God, He'll normally deprive you of such opportunities of getting access to funds and so on. But that's specifically so you could learn a lot of important things like resilience, fearlessness, and an ability to go out there and believe in what you're doing. And those are traits that you have to have as an entrepreneur. And the moment you have access to funding, it becomes very difficult for you to grow those things within yourself. Like Reabetse just said, she grew up, or she had only 1 jumping castle, then she buys 10 chairs. That's a foundation, and in that whole process, she's starting to understand the market. She's starting to understand, how she must, what she must buy next. Then she knows if I've got 10,000 rand and I have to buy chairs, I know that the December season is coming. Let me wait and see what's in the market. So you start to grow this thing. But that's a different story when you wake up in the morning, you've got 100,000 rand and you go shopping for all the chairs that you want. And then next thing you know, the chairs are out of fashion. Now you need to change your chairs. You get another 100,000 rand. 3 years down the line, you're out of the game because you're actually just chasing and you haven't learned anything. So I personally don't believe funding is the way to go. I believe that, in business, you go with the little that you have and you build on that, and until you get somewhere. So I personally, my company did not get any funding to do anything that we do. I've got a staff component of 9 people now, without any access to any finance. We've got an innovation which we are selling, and we did the prototype ourselves. We're selling the product without funding from any government institution. So, and we're going strong. Even if you were to take that product away and say we must start over, I can tell you exactly how to do that. But it's a different story if I had 1 million rand to start that whole thing.
Yeah. I'm learning and I'm appreciating everything that you're sharing with us tonight on the show. Norma, one of the things I see you doing is organize shows where you're exposing but exposing people